Hey guys, this is Derek. I just got back from Cuba. So let me tell you how this trip came about. I'm sitting in bed one night, and all of a sudden, my mom sends a text message to my dad, but she sends it in the family text group, and she says, "I'm going to Cuba, you should come along." And without skipping a beat, I immediately replied that I would go to Cuba. So I shamelessly invited myself, and thank you to Sandy Air, we flew direct from Salt Lake City to Havana. Probably one of the first times, if not the first time, that direct flight has ever been made. And I want to take this chance to thank Mackenzie for letting me go. New at home with a brand new baby and 2 other kids, right? And she let me go to Cuba and see this place that I've always wanted to see. But the way that we've lived our life is when opportunities arise for travel, we take them because we love these adventures, and these are some of the things that we did at Cuba. So one of the first things that you see everywhere are the old cars. There was an embargo, and then there were some laws that made it so that people couldn't buy or sell property, including vehicles. And so these families have kept these cars as part of their family for years. And they're still running, they're in great condition, most of them. And even if you go out to the villages, they still have these old cars out there. And so it really is one of the first things that you notice when you get to Cuba. So my mom and her friend Mark have been to Cuba a few times. And what they had done before and what they recommended that we do was go to the Tropicana and see this show. And the show is kind of like the roots of the Vegas show with the crazy hats and the feathers and everything, amazing costumes. But these dancers are going around the stage and walking around the audience. It's a great time. Everybody's drinking rum and there's cigars everywhere and everything. And I don't know, I'm like just the perfect mix of awkward and nice looking. He looks like a nice guy, but he's really awkward. I think he'd be funny because whenever there is an embarrassing show like this, I'm always brought on to participate. And so I, of course, was pulled into the audience. Here's a little clip of that. Not going to play too much of that. But I'm pulled onto the thing and I'm dancing and having a great time. And I look around and I am the only tourist. I thought everybody was being pulled up there. No, it was only me. And I got pulled up not only once or twice, but 3 separate times to dance. Once in the aisle, twice on stage. I don't know what it is about me and people wanting to force me into dancing situations, but I definitely don't have the moves. But this was one of the highlights of the trip. All right, we're in Havana, Cuba, doing a tour, and we're seeing some pretty cool monuments around us. It's a torrential downpour, so we are taking the bike taxi. Our amigo here taking good care of us.
Yes, I'm very
Good
glad.
trip to Cuba?
It's very good, and I'm very glad that he is driving us. Oh, look, we're making progress.
Now I felt like we were going a little too fast without being able to see where we're going. So one of the highlights of my trip to Cuba will definitely be my taxi accident. I'm in this handicraft market, it's covered, it's a torrential downpour, and I need to go to the taxi. I got pictures and everything that I'm carrying around. And I go to this guy who leads me to a taxi, and we talk about the price, and it's the right price, and I jump in this taxi, and I'm headed back home. And it's, again, raining really hard, and I'm trying to roll up the guy's windows, and he like gives me the little handle, and I'm trying to like shove the glass in as I roll him up. And then I roll up this side, and I go to roll up this side, and he swerves. And I look through, I'm in the back seat, I look forward, and like a ways out there, there's this car that stopped. And I'm thinking, okay, he should probably, brake. Right now he should brake and swerve. Now he should just swerve, and then like he's not gonna stop. So I like sit sideways on the seats, put my hands in front of the seat, on the seat in front of me, and bam, he hits this car. Here are the pictures of this accident. But I was in an accident, a taxi crash in Cuba.
I was totally in that car accident just now.
So again, I want to thank the most adventurous person that I know, which is my mom. She has done so much travel. She lives for traveling. She loves cultures and experiencing different things. Thank you for making this trip possible, Mom. And thank you to Mark, Sean, and Bruce for being our photographers and travel companions. You guys took some great shots. And thank you, Mark, for your translation. We wouldn't have survived without you. But Cuba is definitely a place that I would recommend to people. And the people are so nice. And we had so many opportunities for people to play music for us and dance and play music on the streets and things. And so that's another thing that I will always remember about Cuba, is all of the great music. So thank you again to the people that made this trip possible, and encouraging you to see the world. Bye-bye.